Hello, welcome to the G.I. Joe New News Review. My name is David T. Allen, or Super Dave 817 if you would like. If you want to see more of this content, please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification button for future videos. Thank you and enjoy.
Hello, welcome to another episode of the G.I. Joe New News Review. I am David Allen. We are here to talk about G.I. Joe classified figures, all the deliveries. Also, Super Dave, if you would like. So we have tons and tons of stuff that have come in this week. There's also a bunch of news leading up to New York Comic Con 2025. So we're going to try to cover as much as we can in this video, covering all that information and figures. First off, I wanted to show the next line of vintage packaged figures. First off, we have our second Lady J figure, more vintage, accurate to the Sunbow style for her. She has a second head with a ponytail, and it has on there some sort of a garage. Somebody's garage. Let's see if it. No, it doesn't show it on the package. Mr. O's garage. She has some tools and she has some shotguns and guns. She has the long blonde hair on this one, whereas the previous one had the red hair. She's got a couple of sets of hands there. So it looks pretty good. I don't know. It obviously looks like it was a AI style artwork. It does not look like a painted artist did this. Based on the card art, it's inspired by the Hector Garrido, but it's definitely looks very AI oriented to me. And then we have the cross cell in the back with her file card. Krieger Courtney A. Roll Armored Fighting Vehicle Driver, which is funny that they would put that without a vehicle. Primary specialty armor, secondary specialty AFV mechanics, birthplace Peoria, Illinois. CoverGirl was a high-fashion model before growing disillusioned and enlisted to put new direction in her life. Her phenomenal mechanical repair and driving skills reduced most people to shuddering fools, even more so than her stunning good looks. So there you go. There's CoverGirl, our next vintage packaged character. She looks pretty good. I'm glad they did the more vintage style. I think there's a really beautiful face printing on that with that head sculpt. So overall, I think that's a good figure. Then we have the vintage inspired Televiper. So this is very close to what the Televiper looked like. And we have all these cool different computer readouts on the helmet. One of them says what the other one's blank, and then one says alert. Then we have more of the vintage accessories. It looks almost like exactly the way it did in the vintage, and that's another very computer AI looking art on that. And then we have the file card, and it says classified Televiper, role Cobra Communications, primary specialty communications, secondary specialty electronics, birthplace various countries. These are the RTO, radio telecommunications operators of the Cobra Ground Forces. Their modular radio pack allows for frequency hopping encryption and passive jamming and anti-jamming. So overall, it's an excellent looking figure. It's going to join my Cobra ranks very nicely. Um, so because he came with a vehicle, I guess they thought people wanted the Televiper. There wasn't a lot of the vehicle with the Televiper, so this is another opportunity to get another Televiper. So overall, it's very nice. Very happy. And then Flint. Now, I did not get the new version of Flint. I got two of these, but I did not get the new version card back. So I got the old, weird looking Flint that looks really, really weird with that face and too skinny of a body on there. Um, so the Flint, the figure looks incredible. It's definitely more vintage inspired with the color deco. He's got all the accessories and everything that you would think a Flint should have. He's got a removable array, several different hands, guns, shotguns, backpack. Looks excellent, the figure, I must say. But again, very AI inspired art on that, so I'm not too keen on that. Uh, let's see what it says on here. Flint Fairborn Deshiel R. Role Warrant Officer, Primary Specialty Infantry, Secondary Specialty Helicopter Pilot, Birthplace Wichita, Kansas. A former Rhodes Scholar and through tactical planner, um, thorough tactical planner, Flint personally led a half dozen rescue missions in hostile territories that, for obvious reasons of security, were never publicized, let alone admitted to. So that's interesting. Some interesting secrets to Flint. So there you go. So those are your next wave of vintage packaged characters. So then we're going to go into the last of the next four figure wave of characters, and that is Armor Cobra Commander, my favorite version of Cobra Commander. I love this figure, and it looks incredible in person. The armor looks a lot shinier than I thought it was going to be. A lot of the videos that I've seen of it, it didn't quite add up to what I thought it should be, but it definitely does seeing it in person. We have the iguana, we have his backpack, his cool backpack. We got two different heads. One that has a snake with eyes head, and then we have the regular head. So that could be a Fred underneath there. Not to spoil anything, but Fred is the one that primarily wore this costume. Um, and so he's got a second hand in there. He's got a big gun. He's got the iguana, Serpentor iguana there. Or maybe that's the Cobra. Cobra Commander iguana? I'm not sure. I guess that's the Cobra Commander iguana. Um, and so there's this beautiful artwork on the side. And then we have, he is number 168. And then we have the figure photography art by Shooting the Galaxy Matt. Let's see if there's anything in the back there. I don't see anything back there. Uh, it just has the iguana on there, so that's all. That's all there is. It kind of is reminiscent of Operation Dragonfire, those pyramids, those weird um, um, gl- um, what is it? The temple, the remnants of that temple that they were at there. So that's kind of cool, I must say. Uh, but this is definitely a home run. It's one of my all-time favorite characters and versions of a character. So I think they did a great job with Cobra Commander. Very, very happy with this one. 168 on that. And then we're going to go into Sergeant Slaughter and Mercer, number 173. Now, I had an opportunity to get this a couple weeks ago from Sergeant Slaughter and his agent at UltraCon 2025 in Palm Beach, Florida. And so I wanted to get an early version of this, but I didn't. I waited for mine to come, and here it is. And so we have Sergeant Slaughter with his cover on, with the whistle, a different head with another cover, two different covers. We got this cool silver gun like old Western gun revolver. We got his stick or whatever you call that. His thing that he has. We have a big, huge machine gun in there. We got another gun. There's a second gun over there. We got several knives, another gun over here. We got some cartridges for weapons, ammo. We got glasses. I think the glasses are on Sergeant Slaughter here, but then there's the second pair of glasses. I think they go to Mercer. And there's Mercer with that really grimacy face, then more of a serious face. So he gets two heads. He's got several weapons, a backpack over there. Sergeant Slaughter is the heavy metal design, a lot of it. And I think Mercer is a lot of the Viper design and body on them. They look really good. I'm glad that we're getting the Marauders. We got two more Marauders on the way, Red Dog and Taurus. That they should be in another 2-pack coming soon, hopefully. Um, and then we have the photography by Shooting the Galaxy Matt. Again, we have some trouble bubbles back there. We have the slaughterhouse sign there where Falcon was deposited. This looks really cool because you can see like a GI Joe headquarters back there, another trouble bubble. You can see some of the cool stuff that comes with him. He has some Mercer must have these tattoos on him, and then he's got different weapons, cartridge belts as well, kind of like rock and roll. Um, So this is a really a nice one. I like the Desert Deco Sergeant Slaughter to go with a bunch of the other Desert Deco figures that we've gotten. We got Snake Eyes, we got Dusty, Sergeant Slaughter, um, and possibly down the road, I would hope we would get the Desert Deco of Grunt and Clutch with the Vamp Mark II, and then possibly maybe get some other desert characters. We have some bad guys. I'll be showing one of them off in just a moment. But overall, I love this. I think they did an excellent job. It seems like this year has been nothing but banger after banger for G.I. Joe Classified. It's been really incredible what they've been doing this year. And I have a little bit of a couple updates for what's coming for next year. They that have been revealed on the socials for Hasbro. So one of the items is I talked about it, in fact, in one of my classified videos a little while back, that they were trying to do 5-figure waves back in like 2023 or something, like the middle of 2023. But for some odd reason, it didn't work out. I don't know why. They couldn't get it to meld the way that they wanted it or work out the way that they wanted it. So now it has been announced on the socials, Hasbro socials, they're going to be doing 5-figure waves starting next year. So I believe that's the case because it has been reported in several other places that that's the case. And if you go to different other places where they show the designations, the name designations and all that stuff, they show them blocked out in 5-figure waves. So that's something that's coming for the next year. We'll be getting 5-figure waves. So that's going to be very difficult to try and keep up with all these classified figures with 5-figure waves. Bobby World. Nice. My Sergeant Slaughter and Mercer are supposed to be here Tuesday. Yeah, I thought mine was going to be here Tuesday, but they arrived today. I got a ton of stuff today that was supposed to be here Tuesday. That's what all my notifications, my delivery notifications, all said Tuesday. And I got like 6 figures today. So go outside and look outside your door. They may be out there waiting for you. I don't know. But so next, we're going to go into from Target. I never thought I was going to get this. It took forever. People got this over the summer, and I've been waiting and waiting and waiting for Target to ship mine. Finally, it got shipped. It arrived yesterday. So this is Ketchup and Mustard Divers, which is part of the mass device theme from Hasbro's Classified. It says G.I. Joe Diver versus Cobra Diver. So the Joe one's yellow, Cobra one's red. So the good thing about this is they have multiple heads, but I think you could possibly maybe take off some of these heads and put on other characters' heads, and have different characters be in those uniforms, like Destro's head, or I don't know, Shipwreck's head, or whatever. So, and also the different divers, like Torpedo, Wetsuit, the 60th anniversary diver. So there's very easy to swap out a lot of these divers for different characters, which I like. So then we have their 169, and then we have this cool piece of artwork with ketchup mustard divers, and then they have tons of accessories. There's the blue element from the mass device. There's all kinds of tanks and gear and head sets, rebreathers and backpacks. That looks like Torpedo's backpack. Guns, machetes, Torpedo's harpoon gun, another rebreather, another backpack, different heads, multiple heads. There's a lot of deco and secondaries on these figures. They look excellent. And then on this side, we get the photography from Shooting the Galaxy again, Matt. And this looks really cool, and it shows all the cool detail that's on there. Different gauntlets, the computer gauntlets, similar to Torpedo, and similar to that computer thing that Scrap Iron had. That I had that in that video this morning. They put it on that little vehicle, that little water propeller vehicle. And let's see who's in the background. Now, if you look in the background of this, who is that? Who's that guy? Is that another diver back there? That does not look like a ketchup and mustard diver back there. That looks like the other Cobra diver with those big fins. What's that Cobra guy? What's the Cobra guy that has the manta ray as his pet? Bobby World. Google that. Google that. He's like a bad guy, Cobra bad guy, but he's like a sea bad guy. That looks like him back there. That does not look like a ketchup and mustard character. Who is that? I think that's him. I think that's that bad guy. Wow. And then there's the worm there, a big tube worm. This looks excellent, I must say. He has the red, this red propeller thing on him. This guy does, but I don't know. That does not look like a Cobra diver to me. I could be wrong, but you tell me what you think of that. But that looks excellent. This really does. Very highly inspired by Torpedo, these bodies, I must say. They just redecoed a lot of this, but very cool set. So another interesting bit of information that came out last week was the fact that it was announced in a little blurb that there was going to be a covert Arctic new vehicle, and now it is revealed Hydra Viper. Yeah, it looks like the Hydra Viper to me. If you really look close to that, you tell me if that does not look like a Hydra Viper there and not a ketchup and mustard back there. It does not look like a ketchup and mustard at all. I think it's a Hydra Viper. That's just my gut. If it is, it is. If it isn't, it isn't. But so that blurb came out last week, but then there was an updated to that we were going to get a stealth brand new GI vehicle to add to the Arctic theme of GI Joe. So there was a little bit more added. Another thing for the panel. It said what was going to be in the panel and what they were going to talk about, and then that would also be revealed on the Pulse stream after the panel at 12 o'clock. The panel is at 11 a.m. Friday, and then the panel, the Pulse stream is at 12. The panel is on at 11 a.m. and the stream is on at 12 p.m. So there you go. So on Friday, and then there's gonna be a bunch of new reveals at MCM London as well. Um, so then let's get up to our next item. So then, speaking of desert, we have a cool desert bad guy, and that is the Desert Scorpion, and it has Scorpion 25. Now, there's something interesting about this. When I got this, I had a good look, and I saw a couple other reviews of this. But this robotic scorpion, the tail and the body are very like modular. They're multiple pieces. I'm not sure if anybody in the chat has ever gotten the SH Monsters figures, Godzilla figures, but there's a lot of like metal, like twisting and stuff like that with that, and they did that similar to this with this. And the videos that I saw of the scorpion, the tail has this ability to like uh, twirl up and kind of go into like a circle, and they're in these little teeny pieces, like sections that are all connected, and they're all like twirls. And so I think that might be how they're going to do Globulus. And they're using the science, and this is their test on that science of how they're doing that. And that's the way they're going to do Globulus with his tail. And that's how his tail is going to twirl and go into that flying ball. Bobby World. I got my Desert Scorpion on Friday. I love that figure. He also reminds me of the um, Henzo from the Mortal Kombat Scorpions um, Revenge movie when you have the alternate face on. Oh, I see. Yeah, because he has the human looking face and then the masked face for the desert environment. Yes. He's it's really cool. I'll get into that in a minute, but I wanted to talk about this. What do you think about this scorpion? Do you think the science that they made this scorpion with is the same technology they're going to use for the tail for Globulus, Bobby World? Because I do. The videos I've seen of that out of the package seems like that's the type of thing they would make for Globulus and his tail. What do you think? So then look at this cool piece of artwork on the side. That looks really gritty and creepy and very action oriented there. It looks like it's like an apocalyptic type world where the sun is very dark and everything. And then we have, of course, the photography by Shooting the Galaxy again. This is 180. We jumped up. I was a little surprised we got this so quickly because there was so many other things. All these things that I'm showing all should have been before him because he was the next batch in the summer for San Diego Comic-Con that I thought we were going to get. So I'm wondering if that next four-figure wave is going to start showing up. Sci-Fi, Mainframe, the Grim Viper, and Wetsuit, and then maybe the next two vintage package, the green shirt and the bat. We'll see if they start coming because I still have several other notifications that I'm waiting on their shipping for. My Striker, my Hawk, and my MMS, and somebody else. I can't remember. Oh, the modular fortification GI Joe modular for. So those three items have already given me their shipping notifications, so they have not arrived yet, but they should be coming soon. So then let's get back to this. See the technology on that tail, how it has like different sections and stuff like that. It really reminds me of Globulus. So we got all these different desert scorpions back here. There's two or three of them back here, and then it looks like it's right out of like a Mad Max. Doesn't that look like a Mad Max type background there? Um, Bobby World. For Globulus, I would like it if they did have that ball and socket joint, kind of like the scorpion tail. But I also feel like they might do it just like the tentacles on Gargantos. Gargantos. What is that from, Bobby World? Gargantos. Um, I'm not familiar with that. So he's got, of course, the secondary head, the mask. He's got a harpoon to I guess, attack animals. He's got some different bladed weapons, harpoon guns, claws similar to those claws that the ninja vipers and Storm Shadow had. Those claws. Like the two of them. He's got a harpoon gun with rope, which is very rare. He's got a infrared like backpack with a camera on it that can see things. He's got another rifle. Of course, he's got his huge Scorpion 25. That's absolutely mad how big that is. So I love the detail. He's a much bulkier looking character because I guess he has to live out in the desert and he has to fend for himself out there. He's a very sturdy looking character. I like some of the deco and everything. And then on the back, you see his mask face, his backpack, scorpion face. Um, I think this is excellent update for a 90s character. We're starting to finally get into some of these 90s characters, and I'm curious to see what else they come out with for the 90s because there's a lot of interesting stuff. That I would love to see, like Eco Warriors, Cesspool, and a lot of that stuff. Let's see, Bobby World. Is there a giant green Marvel Legends almost starfish like that recently came out? Oh yeah, that's right. Through the Gamerverse, right? The Marvel Legends verse Gamerverse. There was that big Doctor Strange villain Gargantos. That's who that is with the big eyeball. That's what you're talking about. Oh yeah, I want to get that. I'm hoping to find that at Target. I did not pre-order it, but I would like to put it with my Marvel Legends as a new villain. But I did not pre-order it. I don't always pre-order Marvel Legends. I sometimes like to go to Target and see if I can find them. So we'll see. But yes, yes, I understand what you're saying now. So then, last but certainly not least, is Budo came in the other day. And that's 174, which is very funny because I just covered 74 on uh, the scrap iron, or was it copperhead? I can't remember who it was. It was scrap iron was 74, and now we hit 174. So that's incredible to me that we've got all these figures to go, and we're only up to 74, and then we're about to do our 75th and our next vintage probably coming up soon. So we'll only be up to about I would say about 95, maybe 100 figures with the double snake eyes, the Fortnite snake eyes, the running variants, and all the vintage, the first 8 exclusive Walmart ones. So that'll be about 100 figures at this point. At that point, once we hit these next two, but this figure is incredible. I love that artwork on there. I've been very fond of Budo. He's not like one of my top 10 characters, but I am fond of them because they did some really good stuff in Devil's Due with Budo that I really liked. And that's the thing about the content. You might have certain content like Sunbow or the Larry Hama comics, but then characters might get a second opportunity for life in like Devil's Due, IDW, Skybound, the new Sculpt era, Valorverse Venom animated movie, Joe vs. Cobra animated movie, Resolute animated movie, the Renegades animated series, Sigma 6 animated series. So there's a lot of other characters that might get an opportunity to shine in other content, other comics as well. And I think Budo did that during the Devil's Due era. He had some really cool stories in that, and it made me really fond of Budo from those stories because he's really interesting and different and unique and much more tougher than I would have guessed based on the figure that we got initially in the 90s. But there's like 2 or 3 variations where you can kind of almost cosplay him, not cosplay, but use 3 or 4 versions of Budo. So there's different variations. So this is a way they did a deluxe where you might not need to get to another Budo because they gave you pretty much all the variations of Budo right here. And I think that's incredible. He's got two heads. He's got two different helmets and masks. He's got that Oni mask. He's got different coverings and stuff like different armor, like a dozen swords in here. He's got different armaments, sheaths, and stuff like that, pads. You could do so much with this figure. It's incredible. And then this beautiful, beautiful photography with Budo in the background, with all those trees, with those um, pop are they poppy trees or something like that? Those red plants that blow everywhere in Asia. They look beautiful. I think this photography is absolutely beautiful by them. I don't see anything hidden in the back there, um, but it shows a little bit of the things on the figure. It shows they put the Japanese GI Joe logo when they did GI Joe in Japan, China and Japan. They had this version of the logo, and I love that world building that they included that in that. And then this cool gem, and it says Gesso Kyle A, his name on part of his armor there as well. So I think they did a really, really good job with this. I must say, this year has been a very tough year to pick your favorite figures. But there is a poll leading up to the Hasbro Pulse live stream after the New York Comic Con panel. There's a poll that they're going to answer two questions. That one of the questions is, who's your favorite 1983 character, and who's your favorite item for 2025. Now, obviously, 1983, you guys know who my favorite character in, oh, Cherry Blossom, that's it. Cherry Blossom, that's it. Thank you for being in the chat, Bobby World. You've helped me out several times already. um, the 1983, I told you who my favorite character in 1983 was, because it was my first figure, and it's obviously going to be, my vote is going to be for Destro, version 1 Destro. Now 2025, that was a much harder vote, trying to figure out who I wanted to pick, but there's so many awesome figures in 2025. It's so difficult. I really loved Xandar. I really loved the was it oh, I'm trying to remember all the cool stuff. But I I believe I'm gonna go with Cobra Commander version version 3 Cobra Commander, Armor Cobra Commander, I believe is going to be my vote for that. I think I already voted for that. But there's a lot of cool stuff. Obviously, the Ostriker's coming out. Hawk with the MMS is still coming out. Sci-Fi looks totally awesome. And he's coming out. So all those three, plus this Budo is phenomenal. It's just been, oh, Monkey Wrench, God, that's the best Monkey Wrench figure I think we've ever gotten in our lives. It's incredible. So there's some really, really cool characters, and most of them are bad guys, which is very strange. But I would be interested to find who you picked, Bobby World, for your favorite 83 character, and who you picked for your 2025 favorite item of the year. It is fun novel. You can't pick the Rattler, but you can pick the vehicle driver and the two extra figures that came with the Baroness, the pilot, and Wild Weasel. But you can't pick the Rattler. So they took the Rattler because everybody would probably pick the Rattler if that was the case. And I don't think they want to do that. So who did you pick, Bobby World? Did you go to the poll on the Hasbro um, Pulse stream poll? Pick anybody on there? I know a lot of people have picked. I think I've seen some sci-fis. I've seen a couple other things from people, but I can't really go wrong with any of that, because a lot of those are incredible. Xandar, Monkey Wrench, Sci-Fi, Hawk and the MMS, Awe Striker. Budo. There are some incredible figures. This year has been like I I I hate to say it, but it's like the best GI Joe classified year thus far. It really is. Every year seems to be better and better. I can't imagine how they're going to top this year with next year. Uh, but based on some of the stuff, oh, of course we have Pythona. Oh my God, Pythona. It's coming this year as well. We haven't got here. The Ghost Viper. Oh my God, that's an incredible figure. And Crystal Ball, another incredible figure. All those are Cobras. It is a tough, tough thing to pick your favorite for this year. But I look forward to finding out how they whittle that down and get to the best thing for 2025 during that poll and during that panel. So, what do you think about the Arctic vehicle? Do you think we're going to get? Is it going to be the Arctic Hiss? Do you think it's going to be the Battle Polar Bear that's been rumored for a while with a female figure? I think the female figure could be Dana from the October Guard. I think that would be the tip of the October Guard, maybe, because there are some Russian characters. Red Star, Dana was in the 2000 during the New Sculpt era as a GI Joe figure and character. Bobby World, I didn't know about the poll, but it would be Vac Metal, Cobra Commander, and this year I think this Monkey Wrench for me too. So Monkey Wrench is yours for this year, and the Vac Metal Cobra Commander from 1983, the Mickey Mouse 1983 Cobra Commander with the weapons system box set. Is that where you're going with? Yeah, go to I think it's on the Hasbro.com website. I think the poll is on there. You can only vote once. Um, Bobby World. What was I saying? What do you think about the Arctic vehicle? Do you think it's going to be the Arctic Hiss or the Battle Polar Bear? Like I said, I think it might be the Battle Polar Bear. It's going to come with a female Joe. It's going to be Dana because they did get a Dana figure in the 2000s during the New Sculpt era, and so she is a Joe. And we need more females in this line, I guess, and to help with the Arctic theme for the Snowcat release next year with everybody. So we need to get more stuff. And I believe we're going to get more stuff because we already got the render for Iceberg. And the way that they do a lot of this stuff with Hasbro and the classified and really all their collector brands, Marvel Legends, Star Wars, and Transformers, they always do a theme based on their HasLabs for that year. Like we got the Star Wars Cantina last year, right? And we got all kinds of Tatooine play sets and figures and different stuff that was released this year. And when they did the Marvel Legends Engine of Vengeance a few years ago, there was going to be a whole gothic like horror line of figures. They came out with that line. Had Dracula, Lilith, a different Moon Knight. It had a Hellstrom, Damon Hellstrom, and it had a bunch of really cool stuff. Then they re-released Ghost Rider with the motorcycle. So they themed it around that HasLab, but the HasLab didn't get funded, but they still released all the other stuff. The Star Wars one did get released, so we got the Star Wars Cantina and all the stuff to go with it to make a world. So I believe they're doing something similar with Classified with the Snowcat. That's why they showed off that the name only of Iceberg, and I think during this Pulse Con event at New York Comic Con and the live stream, I believe they will show Iceberg. Either that or we'll get the render during the week of Iceberg. Bobby World again. Um, they want to know 83 original figure probably be just the plain Cobra Commander. Oh, okay. Well, that's fine. Cobra Commander is great. I went with Destro because it was my first figure, and I love Destro. He's a really cool character. He's not just an evil character. He's very kind of ambiguous. Sometimes he sides with Joe. Sometimes he sides with Joe Cobra. Sometimes he sides on his own. He's got that love interest with the Baroness, and he's got the Iron Grenadiers. And there's a lot of stuff going on with Destro and the Iron Grenadiers. So that's who I picked. But Cobra Commander is a valid choice. He's the number one bad guy. So there you go. Um, so we got renders of Lifeline, Hit and Run, and the Mole Rat Stage 2. So what do you think we're going to get for render reveals during the week? Are we going to get Iceberg? Are we going to get Big Lob? Are we going to get Taurus and Red Dog 2-pack? Are we going to get this mysterious vehicle, this Arctic themed vehicle? Are we going to get any other vehicles like the Fang, like the um, possibly Destro, Iron Grenadiers Destro? Um, or Flash that's rumored. That's a lot of rumored stuff that we haven't yet seen yet. I think the Arctic vehicle will be the Polar Battle Bear, and they're also probably going to repaint a Stinger. Also, I think I heard someone said that the confirmed Arctic has no electronics, no figures. 175. Yes, that is coming out. I heard. I don't know if it was you or someone else. I think it was Yojo 10 uh, uh, 610 Yojo Daddy revealed to that. He said guaranteed that the Arctic Hiss was coming, and he believes that they're going to reveal that at the Pulse stream after the San Diego the New York Comic Con panel. There's a lot of stuff. We also have MCM London still, and they said they're going to be new reveals there. So there's a lot to come, and there's also a lot of people are finding the Ghost Viper at Walmart's. So if you're out in the Midwest someplace, some random Walmart, go check your Walmart's because the Ghost Viper might already be out. I'm gonna be pre-ordering mine this week, but I've been checking my WalMarts. I got a lot of WalMarts around me, so I've been checking for random drops. Sometimes that happens. People don't know how to deal with toys a lot of time at Walmart, and they put stuff out that's not supposed to go out. So you might find your Ghost Viper at Walmart. So go out there and check. So what else is going on? The Hero the HeroScape Renegade Games Studios revealed all their cool games as 5 or 6 different expansions. So if you're interested in that, go to renegadegamestudio.com and check out all the G.I. Joe HeroScape uh, crossover games and see if there's one that strikes you. I'm going to probably get all those most likely. There's so much stuff to do. Oh my God, it is. Woo, it is hard. It is hard to be a Joe bro out there, my friends. And I just got a purchase on my Cobra Armor bot, so I hope to get that sometime this month because I had missed it. But thankfully, one of our fellow Joe bros was able to hook me up, and I was able to get 2. I'm not going to tell who that is until I get it here and showcase it, and then I'll talk and tell you who that is. But it's one of my regular contributors in the chat. That should whittle it down to about 15 people, one of the regulars on here. Thank you, everybody in the chat, for joining me today. I hope you guys are being, your wallets being nice to you with all these drops and all this stuff. You see all the stuff that's coming in the last 3 days for me. I got stuff on Friday. I got stuff on Saturday. I got stuff today. It's just been a weekend of classified. It's like Christmas. Christmas in October. That's what I'm thinking of this as, Christmas in October. Joe-toberfest. We have that in Florida. Bike-toberfest. I'm going to call it Joe-toberfest instead because it is a lot. I hope your wallet is treating you guys all right, and I hope you're getting everything that you want. And I hope you loved this deep dive into classified today, showing off some of this stuff. And it's going to be a while before I can open all these things. That's the sad part about it. I don't get to open a lot of this stuff. I watch other people's videos, but I can't open mine until we get to it, because I've made a promise to you guys and myself that I'm going to follow the numbering. So we got a long way to go. That means I just got to move faster, right? I got to go quicker with my videos and do more figures per video, maybe. I might end up doing that with a couple of different things, do 2 figures here and there, just so we can get this moving quicker. Um, so we're only about 25 or so figures away from 100 regular, and then we have a handful of the vintage package as well. So hopefully it won't take too long, but we'll see. So thank you, Bobby World, for helping me several questions. Thank you, everybody that watches these videos after the fact. I really appreciate it. It helps this channel grow. We're getting very, very close to that 150 subs. And then we are also getting very close to our 200th episode of this channel since we started. So we got a couple opportunities to do a couple anniversaries and do some different fun stuff with these anniversaries. So I look forward to doing that for you guys and showcasing some of the collection and showcasing some Street Fighters. So there you go. I hope you guys enjoyed this. And well, this was just a regular classified. So we're just going to go with Yo Joe, and we will see you guys in the next one. Thanks a lot.